Amazon's 5-pound bag of sugar-free gummy bears became infamous for its reviews, telling stories of the messy massacre the bears caused consumers. Commenters recounted their experiences of flatulence loud enough to summon devils, a stench so powerful to kill anyone's sense of smell, and the less than pleasant, explosive diarrhea. How did all of this happen, you might ask? Well, it's all thanks to sugar substitutes, specifically sugar alcohol. The culprit for such agony was glycine, otherwise known as maltitol, containing a glucose and sorbitol molecule. It's 75 to 90% as sweet as sucrose, but has half the calories, so it's used as a sugar substitute for diabetics. And unlike usual saccharides, maltitol can't be digested by oral bacteria, so it also doesn't promote tooth decay. How can we taste artificial sweeteners if they're artificial? Well, in each taste bud, there's a collection of cells. Each cell corresponds to one of the 5 tastes: sour, salty, bitter, umami, and sweet. Each cell then sends an electrical signal to the specific part of the brain responsible for that taste. So as long as the sweet cell is stimulated, the brain interprets the food as sweet. And since maltitol is structurally similar to natural sugars, the sweet cell receptors can still pick it up. When maltitol docks onto the receptors, a chain reaction of proteins occurs within the cell, opening ion channels to generate an electrical signal, sending an impulse to the brain. Since it is partially altered in food laboratories, we don't have any natural enzymes to break it down. Maltitol can still be digested, just that it's more difficult, making it less likely to be absorbed into the blood. And that's why it's good for diabetics, since it doesn't elevate blood glucose levels too much. However, this is also where the trouble begins. When everything else is being broken down by enzymes and absorbed into the bloodstream, most of the maltitol molecules pass through the stomach and small intestines undigested, making the lumen high in solutes. Normally in the large intestines, water should be absorbed from the remaining waste. Instead, with maltitol, the contents of the lumen are so low in water that water from the large intestines diffuse into the lumen via osmosis. This then creates an unpleasantly large volume of poop, and explains why people had such an adverse reaction. These unfortunate reviewers had no idea how much maltitol there was in the multicolored bears, and thanks to those who sacrificed themselves for science, a range of 7 to 15 bears seems to be the threshold for most. So unless you want to experience a full body cleanse, please don't eat a whole bag in one sitting. Your toilet bowl won't be able to handle it.